everyone, and welcome to another monthly reset for the month of April. I know I say this every month, but I literally cannot believe that it's another month down in 2025 and it's already April. That is so crazy to me. I'm actually so excited for this time of year, to be honest, because this is kind of like my favorite weather seasons. Like here in Australia, it is considered to be autumn now. So you kind of have that cooler weather creeping in, and that's kind of like my favorite weather. I'm not going to lie. I think that I definitely get very sick of the Australian summer after a little while, especially after sometimes it can be 5-6 months of really, really warm weather here. So I do find it to be a really nice change moving into autumn, and it just kind of makes me feel a little bit more like happier even at home. And Suki's decided to join me again today for the monthly reset. Are you okay there? Are you going to sit down? She's definitely going to ruin the pillows. I always set the pillows up in these monthly reset vlogs and she literally just comes and sits on them. Are you going to dig? You going to dig on the couch? You're just going to sit there awkwardly? So anyway, you know I'm filming a video, right? She's got her front feet on the ground and like her back legs on the couch. She's literally like the perfect height to be doing that. You're still kind of sitting. So anyway, I am really excited for autumn. I'm really excited to not like walk out of my house or even just like stay in my house and sweat. Like I'm so over the hot, humid weather. I'm just ready for that cool change, which has finally started to happen in the last couple of days. There's even been like quite a bit of rain, which we haven't had much rain in the last few months, and I've been loving it. Honestly, the last few days, it's been so nice to just have like a little bit of change with the weather and also a reason to get cozy. Not gonna sit here. Is this your preferred spot? Okay. You're a little big to be a lapdog. Okay, so this is how we're doing it today. So anyway, I am really excited for April for numerous reasons. And one of the other reasons I'm just gonna quickly chat about is something that was super unexpected, and honestly, I'm just so excited and so grateful to be going and doing this said thing in April. And I'm actually going to be headed to LA like in a few days' time, which I'm so excited about. This was all so random. Like I was not meant to be going to LA in April for any reason, but I actually had a meeting with kind of like a client that I had worked for and done some work for on social media before. They're more so under my photography kind of umbrella for brands, and I had done a little bit of work with Affinity before. And Affinity are a brand that I really truly believe in. They are such an incredible platform for photographers. I feel like it really is the platform for the new wave of retouchers. I think like it's nice to be able to have options when it comes to retouching platforms, and Affinity is such a wonderful option for that. And anyway, they have asked me to go to LA and be an ambassador for Affinity at Canva Create, which is a big event that is going on in LA on I think around the 10th of April. So I'm going to be doing that, and so by the time you see this video, I might already be there, or maybe I'm just about to leave. But yeah, I'm so freaking excited for this. It is such an opportunity and very unexpected. Did not know that was going to be happening. It all happened very quickly within the span of a couple of weeks last month in March. So that is what I'm going to talk about today, and some of my goals that I had set for March that I did not achieve because, let's be real, things just kind of like halfway through the month got turned on their head and things changed. And this is why I always say like I don't like to ever be too hard on myself when it comes to goal setting and not achieving certain goals, especially when things like this come up and other opportunities or chances to pivot come up. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, and you got to take those opportunities. And this was one of them. So Dan will actually be heading with me to LA. And we're going to be spending probably about a week there, which will be really cool just to be back there. I haven't been back in years and years, so it'll be really nice to be able to be there with Affinity and do all of the cool things. So very excited for that. But obviously it did make an impact in budgeting, which I will be doing another budget with me video for April. But also it made an impact, like I said, with my goal setting. So going through my goal setting, it's probably not going to look that great again for this month. I'm going to be totally real. So it did affect my goal setting going into, I guess, for April, but also my goals that I had set for March. So we're going to go through some of those now, get into the goal setting templates that I have. These are through CoPlenty, by the way. So if you've watched these videos before, you'll know that I quite often talk about CoPlenty, and they've got some really amazing budgeting templates and goal setting templates. So if you're interested in those, definitely feel free to check out the link in my description box below. I've actually got a discount discount code there as well if you want to use that. But yeah, I really enjoy using these templates because they really just help me stay accountable, or as accountable as possible. As I said, March was not really great for my goal setting, if I'm being totally honest. I guess my exercise goals was sort of like achieved, I feel, in a pretty good way considering what went on in March. But other than that, some of the other things that I wanted to get done didn't really happen. But we are going to jump into those templates now, and I will give you guys a look at my goal setting for March and what I achieved, what I didn't achieve, and then we'll go into April and set some new goals. Okay, so here I am in the goal and habit tracker for March. And you can see with my daily habits, it's not looking great. 33 out of 124 completed. That's not great. That's not a great result, but that's okay because, as I said, sometimes we just need to pivot during the month and other things need to take priority, so that's fine. Weekly goals completed 5 out of 11, and then monthly goals completed 1 out of 2. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look into this at the moment. So first off, we have our daily habits, which I had set for myself last month. You may also hear the doggos eating because they've decided to start eating now. They always decide to do these things when I start filming. Okay, so let's go straight into the daily habits. So 30 minutes of exercise was my first daily habit that I talked about wanting to keep up with because I did pretty well in February with that, and I just feel like it's good to maybe have that as a goal. I know that especially being someone who works from home, a lot of the time it is hard to keep up daily exercise and to really push yourself. And so to just do the bare minimum, I feel, of 30 minutes a day is something that I really want to stick to. I did okay with that this month. I mean, we got about 61% of the way there, so that's not too bad. And I feel for a good majority of the month, I was trying to get up and move. There were definitely a few weekends and sort of timeframes where that didn't happen, and that's okay. I do feel like I had a lot more work going on this month, even compared to the previous couple of months, and a lot more work that required me to be at home, really starting earlier as well. My next habit was 5,000 steps, and 5,000 steps along with the 30 minutes of exercise a day, I feel like was just to push me that bit further. Like 5,000 steps, I kind of feel like is again the bare minimum for me. I feel like what I should be aiming for. So I just wanted to stick with that and try and make sure that I was, going for walks and doing things each day that were going to kind of keep me active. This didn't do as well this month. I actually feel like I did that more last month, which is why I set the goal, because I noticed in a lot of my tracking on my phone for how many steps I was doing each day, I was getting around the 5,000 steps mark. But this month just didn't really quite reach it. I mean, there was a few days in the month where I did it. I got there about a third of the way, so about 29%. So nearly a third of the time I was doing that. I really should be doing that every day though. I really feel like that is something I want to keep working at, keep that in my goals because it's an easy one to track. So I really want to keep going with that even for April. Reading 15 minutes a day. This was pathetic. In March, this was a really bad attempt at getting back into reading. I think I maybe didn't log 1 or 2 of the days that I actually did it in here. I can't remember which days they were, but yeah, I mean, I've logged in here once that I did it. I think I might have done it 2 or 3 times throughout the entire month. And again, that just, I think came down to me being quite tired at the end of the day. And I think sometimes I just reach for my phone, reach for TikTok, reach for, electronics to kind of like end the day. And sometimes I just think I need to find a way around doing that and not do that all the time, because it is a bad habit to get into doing, and it's not really good for my sleep routine, having screens so close to bedtime. I think I need to just kind of ease myself out of that again and get back into routines that involve not a lot of screen time in the last hour before bed. So even if, I don't know, maybe I need like one of those boxes where I can lock my phone in. And I can't remember what they're called exactly, but I feel like that could be a good thing to trial. It's just that, will I ever do it? Will I ever lock my phone in that box? I don't know. So yeah, that was my goal, which was 15 minutes a day reading, and it just didn't happen. 10 minutes of meditation. I want to say I did this more than I actually logged it in, but even if I did, it's still probably not that much more than what is listed here. I do feel like that is still something I need to work on. I feel like the days that I do it as well, it's so great to have that 10 minutes of meditation, even before starting work, or even at the end of the day, just to zone out. It is so nice. I feel like it keeps you present in the day as well. And sometimes we all need a little bit of a reminder to do that. So again, I think this is something I want to continue on for next month. I do have a couple of goals in mind of what I'd like to try for next month, but I know my next month is going to be so busy with me traveling. I am going to be gone for a good portion of April, and then there's obviously the Easter long weekend and another long weekend in there, I think, as well with Anzac Day, and there's just going to be like very little time to do, I guess, a lot of career goals maybe, and I don't know. It's going to be a weird month. April is going to be a weird month, and I think the main thing for me is I want to just stay present in that month when I'm doing these trips, when I'm doing these things. And, you know, obviously my career is so important and what I'm doing for work is important, but just remembering to just enjoy the time that I'm spending away and enjoy the month overall. So moving down, we have our weekly goals. Again, really did not stick very well to these schedules. Posting to Kaylee June Creative twice a week, did do that, which is great. So happy I was managing to do that. But unfortunately, I did not keep going with the shorts and the short form content as much as I thought I would. I only did, I think, 2 at the beginning of the month that I posted to several channels, so YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And I wanted to keep that going all month, and I just didn't. Along with posting to Wonder Walkers and my other channel at Kaylee June, I think it's been really difficult. This last month, again, I've had other jobs and things coming in where I've had to prioritize them, even instead of some of my social media accounts and some of my brands. So unfortunately, I just really didn't get there with the weekly goals this time around. I usually do pretty well with some scheduling and that kind of thing, but I feel like the last couple of months, it hasn't really been the case. So a little bit disappointing there, but that's okay. And then the financial goals was to save $500 extra for an upcoming trip, which I did manage to do. And I don't even know if I mentioned that we were actually going to Japan at the end of April, but we are going to Japan. So I don't think I've actually mentioned the destination yet, but really excited for that trip. That is going to be so nice. I'm going to be seeing a really good friend over there, and we're going to be doing a bit of traveling together. And my brother and my partner are going to be coming as well. So it'll be a really nice little group trip. So I did manage to save the extra $500 for the upcoming trip. And in terms of getting 50 followers on TikTok and Instagram, I did not, because I just was not keeping up with, I guess, posting for most of the month. It was really sad. My achievements, what were my biggest achievements this month? Look, I think staying on track with a schedule for Kaylee June Creative, but also I do think that like keeping active most days. You know, I'm really just trying to do that. I was not tracking that before, and I think ever since I've started tracking it and sort of like knowing that I'm improving every little bit of exercise that I'm getting each day, it's making me feel good. It makes me want to do more. So I really want to keep going with that. Challenges. What challenges did I face this month? Like, honestly, work overload and prioritizing other content and other things, other projects. That was the main challenge I had in the month. Improvements, what can I improve next month? Look, I don't know. There's probably like a lot of things I could have improved on this month, but making more of a conscious effort to change my routine when needed to actually achieve goals. So I think this is more so when I was talking about reading for 15 minutes every day. I need to change my routine in how I'm actually getting to achieve that goal. I need to stop picking up my phone for TikTok or going straight to the TV to watch a show, or, you know, having that hour before bedtime, changing that routine to actually start trying to achieve those goals. Because if I'm not doing that, I'm just kind of repeating the same thing day after day and I'm not doing it. So I think really just making that conscious effort to change my routine when needed. And key takeaways for this month, I just feel like sometimes you just got to take opportunities that are handed to you. And as I mentioned, I've had to do a little bit of back and forth as well and stuff for this trip to LA, and that has taken up time. That has also meant that I've had less time to get prepared for Japan later on in April. I'm not going to have a lot of time in April to get things done before then. So everything's kind of compacted, and videos that I've had to start thinking about, you know, usually I would have been thinking about next month, I've really had to start thinking about now and getting done ahead of time as well, including sponsored content. So I think this is just sometimes, you know, you've got to just prioritize things. Sometimes you've got to take certain opportunities that come your way. And if that means not necessarily achieving your goals for that month, well, there's always next month. But now let's move on to next month. So going into April, And we're going to start setting some daily habits. So I really want to keep in the 30 minutes of exercise, and I really want to also keep 5,000 steps daily. I think both of those work really well together because, and they do make me kind of feel good. If I can at least get to the 30 minutes of exercise and then push myself to do that extra to get over the 5,000 mark, that makes me feel good. And if I can start to really get that more consistently, I think I'm going to be really on the right track there. Now, my next couple of goals are going to center again around meditation. It's going to center around reading, and it's also going to center around picking up a new hobby. So we'll see how we go with this in April. I'm not going to put too much else down for April because I know it's going to be, like I said, a weird month. But in terms of my third goal, I think I still want this to be read for 15 minutes a day. And then I also want to have 10 minutes of meditation. I just really want to be able to do those, like really just forcefully take that time out of my day to do either of those things would be the best thing to do. And then the last thing that I wanted to set for April was actually learning something about knitting once a day. This is actually a really exciting thing that I really want to get on top of. I really want to start learning more about knitting and making clothes because I just really love the idea. I've always loved the idea of making your own clothes, but really just lately I've been into knitting and looking at crocheting and seeing what people come up with, and it's such an awesome skill to have. So one thing I really want to do randomly is start learning a little bit about knitting, something just every day, just to kind of build my skill level a little bit. I really don't know what I'm doing at all when it comes to knitting. I bought a couple of needles the other day, and I also bought a couple of balls of yarn. So I'm just going to maybe see where that goes and just see about picking up another hobby, because I feel like sometimes we get so sidetracked with careers and things like that and other things going on in our lives that we just feel like we don't have many hobbies anymore. And I kind of feel like I'm in that position. So that is going to be another daily habit. Just learn one thing a day about knitting. And it can be anything, just to get me started, because I've obviously got a lot of learning to do with that. And I don't want to set any unrealistic goals or anything that's too crazy. And I don't want to do that just yet because I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll kind of ease ourselves into it. So now for weekly goals, I still want to post 2 videos a week to this channel, which is Kaylee June Creative. Now I think next month I'm going to be really lucky if I can get 1 video for Kaylee June up, which is my photography channel, and 1 video up for Wonderwalkers, which is my travel channel with my partner. So I think that is going to probably just be the once in the month this month coming. So I'm just going to say, maybe for week 3, 1 Wonderwalkers video, and week 4 we'll just say 1 Kaylee June video. So I'm not going to be too strict with what week they actually go into, but I really do want to upload a video for each of those channels in April. It's been too long. I've had too much of a break, and it's time that I really started focusing on that again too. And I still want to be posting shorts every week. So really need to get into doing this though. Shorts for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And I want to do that weekly. And that's all the weekly goals I'm going to set myself at the moment. As I said, April will be very busy. April will be a lot of the time for me, not even being at home. So I do think just keeping it kind of simple will be the best. And then down to monthly goals. So again, I'm going to set another financial goal of save an extra $500 for trips. So we want to make sure that I do that. Always love setting that goal because it just means that if I get that extra $500, I can put it towards any trips that we do have upcoming. Personal goals is just going to be staying present. And I think, I'm going to know if I achieved this goal because I'll just feel content. I think if I've really stayed present during the month each day, or, for a majority of the month, instead of just kind of rinse and repeat routine every single day, doing the same thing, I think that that's going to be a really good idea. I think, as I've said before, so much of our lives are just kind of spent doing this and having that rinse repeat routine and not thinking about the day at all. And I hate that feeling at the end of the day where you feel like maybe you've been productive, maybe you've had a good day work-wise, but you can't even remember just sitting back and actually enjoying anything about the day, whether it's the weather, whether it's the fact that you feel happy or you had a really good meal or anything, just not even being able to appreciate those little things sometimes just kind of sucks. And you feel like almost in some ways that day has been wasted because you can't really remember much about it. So I do want to keep staying present, especially in April. There's going to be a lot going on, and yeah, I just want to feel in a good mood. So that's my goals for April, and I feel like it's a good set of goals. It's nothing too over the top. I think I'm more focusing on the daily habits at the moment, more so than anything big, especially for next month. But I think I'm pretty content with some of those that I've set. I feel like April is going to be a really fun month, hopefully, and hopefully it'll be just like the best opportunity as well. Getting to go to LA is so great, and I just, it's so amazing where content creation can lead you and what kind of jobs and opportunities you can get from it. And I'll always keep saying this, you do not need to be the biggest content creator in the world to achieve these things and to have these opportunities. And I just think it's like such a cool career path. Like, to think that like 10 to 15 years ago, there wasn't even a such thing as a content creator, really. You weren't really making a living from it so much. And nowadays it's like genuinely like a career path you can take. I think is actually just like the coolest thing. Well, thank you so much for watching this video today. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more in future. Let me know down in the comment section below, how did your March go? Did you set any goals for yourself? And if you did, like, how did they go? Did you achieve them? Didn't you achieve them? I really want to hear all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, let me know if you've got any goals for April, because I would love to hear those as well. And make sure to hit the notification bell to see all the videos and updates that I have coming up in future. But that's it for me, and happy April, everyone. I hope everyone is having an amazing day out there. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video.